Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on the Highlands fishing DLC. Okay, it's April at the moment, which means that it's the best month to sell the fabric, I believe, so we need to head to the spinnery today and get that sold. And as I'm going there, let's also load up these few pallets of wool that are here. I'll just get these quickly thrown on. There's not too much to move, so I'll get them loaded and let's take them over to the spinnery where we can get them processed into more fabric. Of course, this will be too late probably to sell it as fabric this year, but there is already loads and loads of pallets of fabric that have already spawned from the previous year's wool and also from the cotton that I did as well, from the field I inherited with cotton in it. So yeah, that was quite a bit of extra money that's going to turn into fabric. So let's head to the spinnery now and get that this delivered first and then pick up the pallets of fabric. We've also got a helper currently going on the planting of the soybeans, I think it is, that I got going last episode. This field here, as you can see over there, there is the tractor. The New Holland is currently working on the planting. I believe it's doing soybeans. That's going to need rolling as well. Yep, there we go. So that's the soybean field. That's going to be a nice big field, so there's going to be lots of soybeans to sell next year in June. Shame we have to wait so long to sell them, but it will be good money when it comes in. So yeah, we're heading down to the spinnery, which is there. So let's get on the way and we'll get these delivered and get the fabric sold, and I'll come back to you when we're selling that, see how much we get for it. But I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good because the price is excellent at the moment. April is the best month. May's not bad either, but April is, I think, the best month. Like, usually is the best month anyway. I think it does vary a little bit, but usually April's pretty good. So yeah, we'll get them sold now and see how much we make from them. So yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit. Right, here we are. Let's see what we're going to get for these pallets of fabric. There's quite a lot here, 16 pallets, even though it doesn't look like much actually, because they've been stacked very neatly on the trailer, but on the bed. But yeah, I think there should be some good money here. So let's see what we're going to get. Okay, wow, that is quite impressive. So 352,800 plus a almost £21,000 environmental score award. Yep, nothing to complain about there. That is pretty good, which gives me over £500,000 in the bank. Very, very pleased with that. That is excellent. I did just stop and just see what the price of the onion products was like at the moment, but it wasn't great, so I thought I'd just leave them for the time being, and we'll sell them later in the year when the price starts to go up again. And yeah, as it turns out, not really needing the money right now anyway, because we've now got over £500,000, which I'm sure I can spend quite easily, but even so, yeah, it's nice to have that money in the bank. Right, yep, so let's get back to the yard now with this. I think we're done with the flatbed for today, possibly, although I might sell some silage maybe. We'll see, but anyway, yeah, I'll take this back to the yard, and then the helper will probably be almost finished doing the planting by the time I get back. Oh no, it's it's finished just now. It's run out of seed, I assume, or fertiliser, one of the two. No, it'll be seed because it's doing soybeans, isn't it? So yeah, soybeans don't need fertiliser, so it will run out of seed. So I need to get that filled up. In fact, what I might do is I'll take this back to the yard, then I will take over on the planter, refill it with seed, and do the rest of that myself, and I'll get the helper going on the roller, because that field also needs rolling, and yeah, the helper can do that while I finish off the planting and refill it with seed. So yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'll get that done now, and probably speak to you when I finish the planting. There we go, that is the soybean field finished, so we've done with the planter now, unless of course I buy another field. Now I've just been looking at some of the fields that are nearby, and there's nothing really that tempting at the moment because of the crops that are in them. Nothing is that appealing to me really. There's a lot of sugar beet, a load of onions, which is okay, except that's a massive field and I don't want to harvest that many onions. I've got my field 20 here, which is big enough I think. And field 2 is the next nearest, which has got cotton in it again, which is only a smaller field, so is it worth leasing the cotton picker again for that? I don't know. Then there's more sugar beet, and then there's 2 empty fields. Field 5 is spinach, which is again it's a field where I'd have to lease a harvester. Tempting, but only a 10% discount on that one. I'm trying to get ones where I've got a decent discount from the owner because of doing jobs for them. So that leaves me with the ones over here. Again, not very good soil types in this one, and the same with that one. That's a sugar beet field. Field 39 is the most tempting because with that one you've got 30% discount, which is nice. It's also a pretty good yield potential, good soil type, loam, which is always nice. And it's not too expensive, I can afford it, and it's already got a crop growing in it, which is barley. So not the most exciting crop, but at least I can harvest it and don't need to lease a machine to do that with. So it's, yeah, that one is tempting, or field 2 I suppose. Same owner, both owned by Noah, so I both get a 30% discount on both of those. That one's 4.5 acres, this one is 5.6 acres, so that's a bigger field. And the soil type is good in both, but this one is slightly better, 39. So I think I'm going to go with 39. I'm going to buy that, and then we get a barley field. So it's only going to cost 185,900 with the discount, which is really nice. That's really good. Let's go with that. So yeah, that's my first new field for quite a while actually. Haven't bought a new field for a few episodes, so that's good. Starting to expand the farm a bit more again. Now we're going to have to purchase the soil information for that one, so let's buy that. Another 1,000. So that's taken my total down to 366, but that's still pretty good. And as you can see, yeah, the soil types are actually, I got a bit of everything in that field. That's amazing. All 4 soil types in that field, but mostly it is loam and sandy loam, so it's not too bad. It does need a bit of lime, but I think it's probably too late in the year to do that now. The crop's already growing. And it also needs some nitrogen. And again, I don't know whether I'll be able to do that because of the crop destruction. I don't know whether I don't want to damage the crop. Might be too established. I think it probably is too established to spray that now. Unless, of course, I have a machine with narrow tyres, which I don't. I don't think anyway. So unless the JCB does, I'm not sure. But yeah, basically it is not likely that I'm going to be able to do a lot with the field this year. But at least I get the crop for free. There's the train as well. It's right next to the railway line. That's good. This is how we get to it, over this crossing here, round, and there's a gateway over there. And then this goes back to the farm through the trees, down here, and then this comes out here by these two fields. So yes, very pleased with that purchase really overall. This has finished. We don't need this anymore, except it's still got some fish in storage, which I'm going to wait for them to go before, unless I spawn them. I suppose I could spawn them outside and we could remove that, but I will just leave it a little bit longer because, as you can see from the menu here, there is still young fish in the outgoing products section. I don't want to get rid of it until they've gone, because otherwise I'll just lose them. So they can stay for the time being, but this, I'm thinking, will be replaced with possibly an oil mill, is what I'm thinking, because then we can turn our oil into other products, oil products. So yeah, that's going to go, I think. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the one down here. I could lease it, but I think because I'm going to need it all the time, or most of the time, I'm going to buy it, and it will keep that fed once it's used up most of the fish from this one. So well, yeah, I'm not going to buy that just yet, but I will be buying it at some point, and this one will go and be replaced with something more useful. That is the plan, because there's no oil mill on this map as far as I know, so that would be a good thing to have. Right, so this can be returned. I'm done with the planter, I think, now. So let's return that. Let's go to the vehicles menu and get that returned. Don't think I'm going to need it again, although saying that, I probably will, but hopefully not. Let's get that gone. There we go. Just check the used sale as well, just in case there's anything of interest. I've got a bit of money to spend. Oh, there's a nice combine there, but a bit out of my price range now. Could have afforded it before. That's annoying, but never mind. My combine is not too bad at the moment, but yeah, I'm going to start to need a new combine soon. I am getting towards that stage where the combine is not quite big enough, so that will be on the shopping list fairly soon, but probably not just today. Right, next job, spraying. I've just gone past it, haven't I? I need the sprayer, because there's a few fields that have germinated which need spraying, so let's go and get the sprayer on next, and I'm going to go and spray those fields. So we're done with the spraying. That's the two fields that needed weed spraying done. And oh look, just look at that. The helper's just finished at exactly the same time as me, pretty much. So that's really good. We can get this brought back now. Obviously, the outside of the field, I took the fertiliser out. You'd have seen there when I was doing the planting, because there was no need to have it in. It looks like it hasn't been fertilised, but it doesn't actually need fertiliser because this is a soybean crop. So yeah, although it looks a bit strange, it'll be gone once the crop germinates, and it doesn't need fertiliser, so it's fine. Right, this tractor is a little bit underpowered for the rolls. It's taking a bit longer than probably what it should, but I'm going full speed here. My foot is flat to the pedal, and yeah, it's struggling a little bit with this uphill. So it wouldn't hurt to probably have a second bigger tractor. I'm debating whether to keep this one or replace it with a different tractor as well. There's loads of things I want to spend the money on. It's just a case of what do I buy first, a new combine or a new tractor or an additional tractor, or sell this tractor. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not quite sure what to do for the best really, but I do quite like this tractor, but it is just a bit underpowered. I have upgraded it as well to the full horsepower. I think it's 130, was it? Or was that before I upgraded it? I can't remember, but it's anyway, I know it's at the full horsepower that it can be, but it's not enough really for doing these sort of jobs anyway. It's alright as a front loader tractor, but yeah, for actually pulling any sort of heavy machinery, it's a little bit underpowered. It's alright going downhill, but yeah, it just struggle up the hills a bit. What I'm thinking I probably want to do now is maybe a few contracts again, because that'll bring in some more money to help fund a new machine, whatever I decide to go with, and also reduce the price of fields in the future as well. If I can get all the local farmers up to the maximum reputation, I can get cheaper fields, which is always a nice thing. So yeah, if I do a couple of contracts, I might even get a helper to do them. That would be good. Anyway, let's put the roller away because we're done with that for the time being. In fact, I think we might be done with it for this year, because I don't think there's any more fields to plant now. Pretty sure I've got all of them planted. So that's another job sorted out. Let's get that put away. There we go. Drop that off. Yes, so let's look at contracts. So there's a hoeing job here. I'm going to borrow the items for that one. But what I might do is take a few and just accept them and go around the farms doing some jobs for them. That's a good one actually as well, so I'll accept that one. That's 3 hoeing jobs, so we'll get them done. There's also a fertiliser job, which I could do as well. I wonder if I should borrow the items for that and get the helpers to do the hoeing while I do some fertiliser. That might be a good idea. Oh no, I can't do that because I've already got too many other contracts accepted. Right, okay, well we're doing some hoeing then. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, actually, this boat, apparently if you drop the... I know this isn't very realistic, but apparently if you drop the finished pallets of fish here in the sea, they do respawn to the shop. I did find that out when I dropped one of my pallets in by accident. But yeah, they do respawn to the shop, which means I don't actually need the boat. If I distribute the small fish directly here from the production, and then just throw the pallets of finished fish, the full-size fish, into the sea and then respawn them at the shop, this boat is kind of redundant. And it is quite expensive as well. It's almost £300,000, and that's what it cost me anyway. So if I was to sell that again, I know I've only recently bought it, but it would give me quite a lot of money to put towards something maybe a bit more useful than having a boat just sat here most of the time not moving, like a new combine. So that's kind of my thinking. I'm not going to do it today. I would like to hear some thoughts on that, so I'll give it a few days after I've recorded this episode to hear some thoughts on it. But potentially in the future, in a few episodes' time, I might sell this boat and replace it with a combine or a bigger tractor or something like that, because it's worth quite a bit of money and it doesn't really do a lot, really, apart from just sit here. So I have given it a bit of a go. I've used it. I've enjoyed using it, but it doesn't get used that much. So yeah, that's my thinking on that. I think maybe it's possibly time for it to go again, or in a few episodes' time. So yeah, let me know if you think I should do that or not. Anyway, let's get the front weight on and I'll go and do at least one of these jobs and then maybe get the helper to take over and do the rest. But I'll get one field hoed today.
I
that's the first one done. Let's start the helper on the second one. Like I said, I'll get the helper to do some of them, so this one can be one for the helper to do. I'm going to finish the episode here. I think once I've collected the money from the previous one, should get that going. There we go. So that's off doing its thing, and I will go to the contracts menu and just collect that one. So yeah, we've got one done, the biggest one, 14,400 to collect. So we'll get that. There we go. And that helps with the money, of course, and gives me a bit more of a discount on that field, which is 20% now. That's good. Right, okay, so I think we're going to leave it there for today, and next time obviously resume doing this and maybe do a few more contracts, and we'll see what we're doing after that. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.